The Specials. Act 1. Setting. The entire play takes place in an Italian restaurant in a large city like New York. At Rise, a couple clearly on a date sits at one table upstage with a bouquet of flowers on the table, befitting a first date. A young man sits at one table, and there is a woman being seated at the table for two, set center stage with her back to the single gentleman. Vinny, the restaurant owner, is escorting Laura to her table.
Miss Laura, your usual table.
Thank you, Vinny.
We have a new waiter, Raymond, the son of my wife's sister. My apologies in advance.
I'm sure I'll be just fine.
Oh, we shall see. My wife's family is, well, you know how families are. It's a genetic alphabet soup. But it's all gobbledygook. You couldn't spell any words even if you tried.
I see.
I will send you a glass of wine, my treat. I know what day it is.
That's kind. Thank you, Vinny.
Vinny leaves to get the wine, and Laura sighs and picks up her menu as Raymond approaches. He is young and clearly very nervous.
I'm Raymond. I'm a waiter. I'm the waiter. I'm your waiter. Would you like to hear the specials? There are some specials. We have them. This is my first night.
You are doing fine. Don't worry. Thank you, but no thank you to the specials. I will have the spaghetti with pomodoro.
Is pomodoro the one with meat or not?
It's without. Bolognese has meat.
Vinny is off to the side, dramatically reacting to the question with disgust. Laura waves Vinny off to tell him it's all good, and Vinny leaves the stage towards the kitchen in disgust with his nephew.
But you don't want that, right?
No, thank you.
Raymond looks like he's trying to remember something.
Are we good?
My uncle said you were getting wine on the house, but I think I'm supposed to ask something else. Now, what the heck was it? Oh, wait, I remember. Would you like it baked with cheese? Lots of people like their pasta baked with cheese. It's just a $2 upcharge.
No, thanks. And no parm on it either.
There is a pause as he writes her order. The man at the table beside her reacts with shock at her request for no cheese.
Oh, and no garlic bread.
The man at the table is visibly stunned by the request for no garlic bread.
Thank you, ma'am.
Waiter walks off stage and yells out to his uncle.
Hey, Uncle Vinny, I remembered to ask about the cheese.
Not listening to the specials is a bold move. Most people at least hear them out. It's their big moment. They train for this, you know? The waiters. I mean, not that guy, obviously. He looks like he's barely trained to just exist. But most waiters train for this.
She turns her head slightly to the right, but not enough to face the source of the voice. But it was enough for the source to know she heard him. He very obviously wants to engage in conversation.
And no cheese? Not even parm? Now, that is strange. Somewhere, a dead Italian grandmother is rolling in her grave at the very thought. But it was the refusal of garlic bread that dazzled me. That is truly next level. Nobody ever gets enough garlic bread.
Turns her head to the right so he knows she is talking to him, but still doesn't turn enough to see him.
I'm vegan. I don't eat cheese, and they use butter on the garlic bread.
Ah, so you're a psychopath.
Now she turns completely to look at him. She looks annoyed as he continues.
No, I don't mind. I like when the insane people identify themselves. It tells the rest of us to stay away.
She turns back to her table and starts scrolling on her phone. A few moments of silence pass. He is clearly disappointed she didn't engage further.
Aren't you supposed to debate me?
Sorry, what? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, obviously. We're having a conversation here. Besides, don't your people like to debate us evil meat eaters?
My people?
Yeah, like, isn't "I'm vegan" a battle cry that starts a war? Like bagpipes?
She shakes her head and turns back to her phone.
Did you know about bagpipes? I think it's a little known fact situation. They were originally designed to be a weapon of war. Have you ever heard a bagpipe? Makes sense, right? Just imagine living hundreds of years ago, hearing them come over the hill for the first time. A sound you'd never heard before. That's an insane battle cry, don't you think? Anyway, I thought you vegans lived to debate.
She lowers her head to show she is really concentrating on her phone. Louis stands with his drink and comes and sits at her table. She's shocked.
It's not that I'm not a good debater. You're probably wondering why I'm laughing. But I can't tell you. But I will tell you this. There's a joke there I'm so tempted to say about being a debater. Oh man, it's such a good one. But in mixed company, I don't know.
He pauses while she reacts with a mixture of shock and anger.
Okay, I will say it. I can't take credit for it though. My friend Rory from high school used to always say I'm not a good debater, but I'm a good
Laura sighs in disgust with the lewd discussion, and Louis stops mid-sentence.
Like I said, probably not the best joke in mixed company.
Excuse me, but what are you doing? This is not your table.
I know. I'm the one who just left my table and came to yours. You're funny. You didn't think I knew where I was sitting. I thought it'd be easier to have our conversation at the same table. I'm Louis, by the way.
I don't care who you are. Please go back to your table, or I'll call the manager, who I happen to know pretty well, and have him remove you.
Generally, people just, say their name in response to being introduced. You seem hostile.
You're picking up on that, are you?
And feisty. Okay. I will go. It's been a pleasure.
He went back to his table, but I still felt, violated. That's too big of a word for what happened. I get it. But there was an ick factor. I guess you could say that I felt imposed upon, and I didn't like that the imposition was now sitting behind me, where I couldn't see him. I looked around for an empty table, even though this table was special to me, but the restaurant was full, so I decided if there was a weirdo in the room, I should at least know what he was doing at all times, so I stood up and moved to the other chair at my table so I could keep an eye on him. And what do you think he was doing?
She motions to him. He has a big dopey smile. Waiter delivers his food, a creamy penne pasta with chicken. Talking loudly again so she could hear him as he prepares to eat, she looks disgusted.
I ordered chicken. If I'd known you were vegan, I wouldn't have. It's just bad form. I'm sorry. The thing is, I usually just order the specials. Well, not usually. I don't come here a lot. Actually, I've never come here before. This is my first time. But I think if I come again, I will just get the special.